To me how they play on Saturday because they train that way. And, we have a couple young puppies. I won't mention names that, need to get a little bit better. But overall, I'm very pleased with the D-line. I mean, very pleased. I mean, they got some sacks with 2-man rush and 3-man rush the other night, and that's hard to do. But because they work so hard, they can get it done.
How do they stack up against other great D-lines you've had here? I know it's a tough question, but
I don't like to compare, but they're up there with the tops because of their work ethic. The one year we had Haloti, Igor, Junior Seavi, and those kind of guys, and they all went to the NFL, so that's a pretty good defensive line. But I don't go off of that. As far as work ethic and attention to detail and how they approach the game and how they work every day, this D-line is as good as any we've ever had.
How much does having the depth help in late in games in terms of being fresh for pass rush when teams are trying to come back?
I think depth is always key. When we get, the 2 younger guys, and I'm not knocking the younger guys, I'm just saying when they get to understand the game, the scheme, and the pace, as well as the 5 or 6 older guys, then that depth's going to really help us quite a bit. But we got to get a couple guys to understand the whole thing. And for freshmen, they're playing great.
Right.
Okay, so I'm knocking them, but they're playing great. But they just need to learn exactly what Coach Az wants and how we do things.
Kind of along the lines of depth, Steve Sarkisian was talking about how he thought this year's team is more well equipped to stay with you guys for 4 full quarters, whereas in the past few years you guys have kind of separated yourselves in the second half. What have you seen on game film that would lead you to believe that, if you believe that?
Well, if he believes that, that's all that counts, right? I don't know his depth. He's talking about his team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see something on film that kind of
I think that Coach Sarkisian, who I respect, if he likes his team and feels like he's got the depth that could hang there for 4 quarters and stuff, I believe him. And I'm not trying to be a smartass. I mean, I don't know all his people, so that's hard for me to answer. I don't get to see them every day, how they work in practice and stuff. But I trust him, and he must feel good about him. And I like their football team. I like his scheme. I like their football team. They're a better team. They're coming off a big win. They're going to be excited to come down here and play. They're going to be hungry. So it should be a very good competitive football game.
How much has Keith Price matured over the last couple of years, and where is his level of play at now?
Well, he's very good. Obviously when you become, I think this is his 3rd year now starting, he understands the pass game a lot better, understands that offense a lot better. He's been with Sarkisian the whole time, understands the scheme. He can beat you with his feet because he can make plays after, something breaks down. And, he's got good speed and he's got a good arm and he understands the passing game. So I think he's gotten better and better each year.
You've been through a lot of these rivalries. Do you ever allow yourself to, I know you're preparing for the game this week, but is there ever a time during the week where you kind of recall some of the games of the past that you've played against these guys that stand out?
No, I'm pretty boring that way. I just think about how are we going to get better today, what I got to do today to watch film, how I'm going to coach my guys, and that we have a Super Bowl game on Saturday, and it's the biggest game we have. And so like I told Jerry Allen, who I have a lot of respect for, and because I've been around Jerry a long time, and all you guys have been good to me, so don't take that out of context, but I've known Jerry for a long, long time. One of these days when, I sit back and I look back at all these games that I had a chance to coach in, then I'll be able to look back and see the 94 Rose Bowl game, that got us the Rose Bowl with the pick and some of the great things that happened throughout the years. I mean, is a bad choice of words, but you're asking me the question. Played a lot of games here at Oregon. I mean, up to maybe 300, maybe 400, I don't know. And so one of these days I'll look back. But right now, Eric, I'm just looking forward to getting better and playing Saturday. We got a 1-game season because we have a bye after this. So this is a really big deal for us. If we get it done, gives us a chance to be 6-0 with a bye and get healthy.
Do you have to refocus the kids at all? We've talked so much about they're just 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and sometimes outside influences. I know this team's really good about deterring those, basically, but in terms of it being a rivalry week and the build-up going into it, do you have to refocus them at all?
You're asking me some really psychological questions, and I didn't go into that field, although in coaching, you are a psychologist a lot of times, so I can answer that. I don't worry about this team. I look at it this way. They've never proved to me that they don't get focused for a game, and you only play 12 games a year. You're only guaranteed 12 in hopes that you can get a 13th. It's beyond comprehension to me that a young man, a college student, would not be excited to play on Saturday, no matter who the opponent is. And this is a darn good opponent. So I would trust that they're focused, but I'm not in all their heads. But if I were, I might be able to help them out a little bit more.
Seems like on offense.